what do we have here? It is a newer Ford Taurus. Now, I've never ran one of these. I've never even ran one of the ones that are newer than this. But I do know people that do, and they actually enjoy them. Downside, aluminum spindles. They're kind of spindles, kind of not, but they are aluminum. And in the back, you have very, very small and weak-looking trailing arms. Now, I have seen these cars do some very remarkable things, even though there's no upper rad support. It's all plastic. I know that some guys run these things, some guys really like them. Look at all these little gear clamps. My God, that's so many gear clamps. But, what was I saying? I know a lot of people that really like these. I know a lot of people that actually really like the bumpers, and we've all seen Demolition's Missions build these things. But I think the front ends of these cars are one of the pretty intense cars. Other than the crumple boxes right at the front, I've never really seen one of these bend too bad in the front. The problem I see with these ones and newer ones than this is the back. It goes weird from about here to here. Sometimes they belly up, and the back end goes right down, and they turn into an accordion. Sometimes they go down. The best thing, I think, for one of these would be a good cage that you could tie from the floor to the roof to the speaker deck. But without that, I really wouldn't run one of these cars. In a gut and go show, I might run one. But as soon as it's got rot, I wouldn't run it. I really wouldn't. Struts are pretty robust. Tie rods are pretty robust. Even though it is a newer car, I think this thing actually holds its own. A lot of you guys know about these cars already. They sell pretty good. Nobody really runs them up here in Canada that much, mostly because they're all rotted and pretty much gone. But I know a lot of you Americans that enjoy running these. So I just can't get over all those gear clamps. Fancy stainless gear clamps. I know pretty much nothing about these ones. I do know that the Ford Taurus Show was the high performance one. I don't think this is a show. Is it? Usually they have markings everywhere on them. Does it say show back here? No. I don't think this is the special edition. They were much faster cars. But bottom control arm looks okay. But again, they're plagued with the Ford problems, which is just rot. Up here in Canada, a lot of these things just don't really last that long. But I will say that subframe is probably twice the thickness of a W-body subframe and twice the thickness of a Camry subframe. Have any of you guys ran these Ford Tauruses? Let me know down in the comments. I think they're good cars. I'm always scared of the backs of these things. They do come in wagons, which is a nice thing. But again, the wagons bend so weird that sometimes they're unpredictable. So, what do you guys think of them? This is a newer Ford Taurus. And again, I think they're good derby cars. They run the same subframe. It's pretty much the exact same, except the body style changes a bit. The wiring changes a lot, though. Subframe stays the same, spindles stay the same, front and rear. But again, these things here just bend weird in the middle. They just bend weird in the middle. You guys probably are wondering where the inertia switch is. This side? Yeah, there's your inertia switch right there. So when you get hit, this little red button goes up, and then the car turns off because it turns the fuel pump off. How to reset it is you just push it down, and the car starts right back up. So any of you guys that are looking to run a Ford and you're running bone stock class, make sure you bypass that switch. Some places won't even let you do that though, so you got to do it sneaky. So honestly, these are good cars. They hold their own. I've seen one get pounded repeatedly, but they fold weird in the middle as soon as they start rotting. You have all the wiring on the outside of the fenders, so that's a little bit of a drawback. And again, aluminum spindles, but I've never really seen them break. So if you guys ran one of these, what do you think about them? Here is a Taurus wagon. And again, I would run one of these. I would only use the front. The back of these things, I think, would turn out horrible. Especially the wagons, because of how all the pillars are arched. It puts a lot of pressure right here. And how they fold is the floor just gives way and it turns into a weird accordion shaped. It basically folds into a V with the two bottoms down and the top being the roof. So if you're going to run one of these, make sure it's not rotted, first off. Because if they're rotted, they're unpredictable, very unpredictable. Second off, try to attach a cage from the floor to the roof to stop it from doing that, because the floor comes up and then the seat goes all crazy. And not only that, when the seat goes crazy, that makes it so that you're unsafe. So if you're going to run one of these, try to pay attention, try to look at it, try to find out what you think is going to bend and where the weak spots are. Good cars, but have their issues.